right, so hello viewers across the world. Welcome to Around the African Cup of Nations here on SNSportsTV.net. Yes, my name is Sam. You already know what time it is. Yes, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also you can follow us across all our social media platforms as we tell sports stories in a unique way. So if you love what I'm doing here, just go to our YouTube channel, ASN Sports TV, and subscribe. And let's talk about the African Cup of Nations. Yes, two quarterfinal matches took place yesterday. Mali against Senegal, and the host nations, Morocco, against against the indomitable Lions of Cameroon. What a game that was. And no, I'm laughing. I was at a Cameroonian sport yesterday, where they normally convive to drink and marry. I just want to get their reaction when that game was going on, and we will still have that on the program. And also, on our Voice Pop segment, Cameroonian fans will speak, so you can really see how they feel about their loss to the host nation, Morocco. All right, without much ado, let's delve into what we got for tonight. The road to the AFCON 2025 semifinals is taking shape, and two heavyweight clash took place yesterday. That was a game that delivered tension, drama, and controversy. Senegal edged out Mali by 1-0, while the host nation Morocco booked their place in the last four after a fiery clash with Cameroon that left everybody questioning the officiating. Yes. Now, people are talking about the officiating. Do you think the officiating was fair? We will hear what fans got to say. And also, my man, Femi German, will join me on the show later today for us to, talk about the African Cup of Nations and all that is happening at the AFCON. So let's start proper with the game between Senegal and Mali. In a tightly contested West African derby, Senegal showed their pedigree, grinding out a 1-0 win over a resilient Malian side. Both teams pressed aggressively and created, a couple of chances, but they were repeatedly denied by disciplined defending by the teams. Mali, they were reduced to 10 men when if Bissouma got a red card before the halftime. And then the decisive moment arrived in the second half when Senegal capitalized on a rare lapse in Mali backline, converting what proved to be the goal of the game. And from that point, Senegal shifted into control mode. They managed positions and they absorbed the pressure, and they frustrated Mali full push for equalizer. At full time, it was Senegal that was celebrating, and the Teranga Lions marched into yet another AFCON semi-finals. Yes, did you enjoy Senegal against Mali? That was a great, great game. I mean, when you look at this Senegalese team, I tell myself that people are kind of sleeping on this Senegalese team. When you look at their bench also, their bench is great. Their bench is great. Sadio Mane, Ismail Assad that loves scoring against Liverpool also is there. Then when you look at Nicholas Jackson, who has been scoring their goals, was benched. Now look at Koulibaly, Mendy. So this Senegalese team still maintain the crop of the players that won their last AFCON. So they are still a force to reckon with in this AFCON. So anybody sleeping on this Senegalese team is making a huge mistake. We are streaming on our Facebook page. We are streaming on our S platform. And also we are streaming on our YouTube channel, ASN Sports TV. For all of you watching, thank you very much. And the dynamite, when you place your comment, it will flash across the scene and you're going to see it. All right. I hope you're enjoying the stream. Right, let's go to the game between Morocco and Cameroon. That was a game that, listen, I was thinking that Cameroon, who have never lost to Morocco in the AFCON, they know how to beat host nation. They can go all the way to grab to grab that game, but it wasn't what we thought. So Morocco made it to AFCON semifinals for the first time in 21 years. Last time they were in 2004. And the last time they won the AFCON title was in 1976 in Ethiopia. Do you know how many years ago? That's like 50 years ago. That was the last time Morocco touched the African Nations Cup title. And the last time they were in the semifinals was in 2004. They played the final, they lost that final, I think, to Tunisia. So, in general, Morocco are perennial underachievers on the African continent. So, right now, I think they have found a philosophy, but they have found their soccer back. That is why when you look at all the age group competitions across the African continent, the Moroccans competed and they won. All right, last night in Rabat, the atmosphere was electric as host nation Morocco faced five times champions, the indomitable Lions of Cameroon, in a clash loaded with history and expectations. I mean, when you look at Cameroonian team, they're young, they are very physical, they they want to assert their physical dominance over you. When they go to area battles, they are very good in the air. And they have Samuel Eto on the stand cheering them on. When you have a legend like Eto on the stand cheering you on, then you're going to play everything you got. Thank you for those who are watching. I appreciate you guys, man. You guys are the bomb. Let's take this viewership to something very, very substantial. Okay. As I said, we are streaming on our X platform, on our YouTube channel, and also we are streaming on our Facebook. Omoba say big ups. I appreciate that, man. My homeboy right there, man. I appreciate that. SS Sports TV. Yes, we got you covered. The African Nations Cup in the quarterfinal stage. Now we have the first semifinals, Senegal against Morocco. That's going to be a cracker right there. It's going to be a cracker right there. So back to the Morocco game against Cameroon. That was a game that, beside the great work that the Moroccans did, it had been overshadowed by the questionable call of the referee. The referee wasn't fair. I would have played some of the clip here, but because I'm streaming on YouTube, it will give me a copyright strike. That is why I won't, scream. I won't play the visual. But on the clip I will post on our TikTok, on our Instagram, on our Facebook page, I will re-edit and add those stuff for you guys to see. So the game between Cameroon and Morocco, man, I don't know how to describe it. I don't know how to describe it. A lot of things happened. This one of them. Look at how that guy grabbed that shirt. Nothing happened here. Nothing happened here. And Morocco struck early, feeding off of home support. I mean, when you're playing at home in front of your home crowd, you will give all you have. And Morocco struck early, feeding off the home support and doubled the advantage in the second half to take firm control of the contest. However, the game was overshadowed by a series of questionable referee decisions that left Cameroonian bench and fans furious. That I agree. That I agree. Even Cameroonians, they were appealing for penalties and it didn't come. So let's go to when I went to the street to speak with some Cameroonians and see what's up. So watch this here.
Once again, quality pass by Akimi. Yeah, quality from Akimi, but no, they've run into space the way.
Ce n'est pas possible. Pas possible.
ASS Sports TV Sound here. Cameroonians here are wearing long faces, looking at the outcome of the quarterfinal clash between the indomitable Lions of Cameroon and the Atlas Lions of Morocco. Full time it is 2-0 to the host country. As Cameroonians here are wearing long faces. So we're going to try to talk to them to see what they have to say about this defeat today. So let's go. 2-2. It's all quiet in here. All right, welcome back. It was so quiet in there. I went to a joint here in Houston where Cameroonians converge, and yes, I was able to carry the ambience. You can see them arguing that they should have gotten penalty on some decisions. The referee, had some questionable calls in that game against Morocco. I mean, people are saying, is this a conspiracy to propel the Moroccans to the finals? Looking at their level of host, I don't know. People are asking that question, But after the game, I spoke with Cameroonian, and this is what he got to say. Full-time result there in Morocco. Cameroon 0, the Atlas Lions of Morocco 2. And we are here in Houston, and we are talking to Cameroonians. They're wearing long faces. I know you're not happy at the outcome of the result. I mean, watching your team play and losing this game. Yeah. Let me walk us through your emotions right now.
It's painful. It's painful to lose this game. We thought that we were going to cruise through the game, given the first 4 games we did. But today, I think Morocco was stronger than us. Physically, tactically, they were really, really above us. But as well, I think the refereeing, it's a shame in Africa that we see this kind of referees in the game. We had one clear penalty, but that was not given to us. We have many faults that were not blown. So, yeah, Morocco, they were the best team today. They won the game. But we think that referee, there's still a lot of work to do in terms of refereeing.
I saw some of the fans here talking about, even though you've spoken about the officiating today, from a scale of 1 to 10, where will you rank the officiating today in this game?
1 over 10. 1 over 10. It was very bad. It was very bad. The slight fault on the Moroccan guy is blown, but on Cameroonian, no.
They just disregard it.
They just let it go. You saw the game. It's very clear. I hope that the Cameroonian Federation of Football is going to complain to CAF so they can look at the game, and I think some decision needs to be taken regarding the official of this game.
Right now, the World Cup is around the corner. I know Cameroon, they're out of the AFCON. I mean, we love soccer. How do you feel about this scenario right now?
Cameroon is out. We are not going to World Cup, so we're going to stay home and watch on TV.
Watch on TV.
Yeah, it was shameful that this Cameroon team is not part of the World Cup. We have 10 teams in Africa going to World Cup, and Cameroon is not among the 10 teams. It's a shame for us. We cannot build anything strong when there is disorder, when there is disorganization, when there is people are shouting, hitting at each other. We need to sit, organize our team, and make sure that in the next World Cup we are among the 10 teams going to the World Cup.
But right now, your country is out. They are your number 1 to win the trophy. Now, who are you backing to win the title?
Nigeria.
Nigeria.
Beat Algeria and then beat Morocco.
All right. ASS Sports TV. We're still here at Chez Michel Restaurant, where Cameroonians come to get a feel of home cooked food, and we're talking to Cameroonians about this game. So we're still right here. Keep watching ASS. All right. Yes, welcome back to the program. You're still on ASS Sports TV coverage of the African Cup of Nations. That was a Cameroonian fan talking about the game between Cameroon and Morocco, expressing his displeasure at the biased level of officiating. I mean, the officiating in some games have come under scrutiny. I won't lie to you. When I watched that game between Morocco and Cameroon, I call into question the officiating. I mean, look, even this image alone will tell you that was Nuhu of Real Salt Lake, no, of Seattle Sounders in the Major League Soccer, telling the referee that this guy was elbowed. I could have played the visuals for you, but because of copyright issue on my YouTube channel, I cannot. But I will still add the visual on the reels I'm going to post on our platforms. So look at Nuhu Tolu, a Cameroonian defender, telling the referee that this guy was elbowed. That could have been either a record or something, for Cameroonians. So the referee won man of the match. The referee is from Mauritius. He won man of the match. Dahena Biade won man of the match, because of his poor officiating, the way he handled that game between Cameroon and Morocco. I mean, to me, I think he was trying to appease the home fans. Cameroonian appeal for penalties went unanswered, while several fouls in the promising areas drew little sympathy from the referee. The stoppage disrupted Cameroon rhythm and shifted momentum fairly in Morocco's favor. Every little thing, Cameroon get the whistle, but the Moroccans will do their own, nothing will happen. Despite the controversy, Morocco stayed composed, defended solidly, and they saw out that match to secure a 2-0 win and for them to head into the semifinals of the AFCON for the first time in 21 years. And that calls into question, what are they doing? What can we say the Moroccans are doing to develop their soccer that the rest of the African continent, more especially Nigeria, they are not doing? I mean, look at Morocco. Their women came close in winning the AFCON, if not for the experience of the Super Falcons. That was how Mission X was achieved. The under-17, the under-20 African Cup, and all that. Now, their senior team are in the last 4 of the AFCON, and they want to do host and win. All right, I was still talking about this game. Senegal experience and Morocco home advantage saw them through to the AFCON semifinals. So now we're going to have a good clash between Morocco and Senegal. But then the officiating will remain part of the big conversation. All right, still talking about this game. Cameroonians are not happy. They are not happy. They are still talking. All right, let's see what this guy got to say about the game.
ASNSportsTV.net here with the owner of Chez Michel restaurant. The Chez Michel herself, you can see she's decked out in Cameroonian color, but unfortunately, your country couldn't win today. I mean, walk us through how you're feeling right now with the results.
Oh, very, very sad. I was expecting that the Cameroonian would go forward, but today is day 9, and it was my husband's birthday. But unfortunately, we couldn't make it. We got to take it like that.
All right, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Full-time result, Cameroon failed to qualify to the semi-finals of the African Nations Cup. I mean, watching this game, walk us through how you're feeling right now.
Well, actually, it's quite a bit of deception because when you take a look at the game, the whole game, the people that actually organized the game was playing kind of cricket, including the arbiter.
The referee.
Yeah, the referee, which I believed, when you take a look at the whole thing from a general standpoint, we pretty much feel like we was playing 20 against 10 people into the midfield. So, me is actually I'm deceived pretty much about what was going on, and I really did not acknowledge the game. However, I believe Morocco actually came
To play.
Yeah, to play, and physically it was actually pretty good. It was pretty good physically. When I saw into the field, it was not really what was supposed to be held into the field. Those folks over there, the Cameroonian team, are a young team. And what I would actually want to say is, I'm giving warning to Nigeria. Nigeria, be prepared, because this game is not going to be easy for you guys because of the arbiter. So that's all I can say for now. All right, I'm pretty much disappointed. However, it is game.
You win some, you lose some.
Yeah, we lose. That's right. Hey, Nigeria, be prepared. It's going to be bad though. So, peace.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, he is backing Nigeria to win the AFCON because when you look at the level of officiating, it called into question, is there a conspiracy to see North Africans, go all the way? Because when you look at it, no South African nation is in the last four, now the last eight of the AFCON. So we have one West African country, which is Senegal. We have one North African, which is Morocco right now qualified. Now, today being Saturday, we have Ivory Coast against a North African nation. I'm talking about Egypt. Then we have a West African country, Nigeria, against a North African country, Algeria. So people are asking, is there a conspiracy theory to make the AFCON last for all North African affairs? So that's what that fans say. Nigeria should be careful on their game against Algeria. Still talking to Cameroonians, but this guy is a Nigerian. He watched the game and he shared his opinion with us.
Thank you very much. Two-time Cameroon nailed Morocco 2. Walk us through what you think about the game. How do you think the Cameroonian performed, and how does the Moroccan perform?
Well, the Moroccan, they played a very good game, and from the beginning of the game, you can see how oppressive they are, the Cameroonian. But I would have wished if the game would have ended in 2-1, but sometimes it didn't go that way. So it's so sad.
What do you say about the officiating level in this game today?
The officiating level was not too favorable to the Cameroonian, because I can see that the referee was a little bit partial, because there are so many incidents where it would have resulted to like
penalty, yellow card, or whatever.
Yellow cards and all of that. But I can see the referee was not too favorable side of the Cameroonian.
All right. I appreciate that, man. Thank you very much, man, for your thought, man. Appreciate that.
But well, I'm in Nigerian, and I believe we're going to do a good job tomorrow
against Algeria.
And we're going to, I promise that it's going to be like 2-1 tomorrow.
2-1 Nigeria.
In favor of Nigerian.
2-1 Nigeria.
Yeah.
You heard it from here. Yes. SS Sports TV. We'll be right back.
All right. So he said 2-1 Nigeria against the Algerians today in their own quarterfinal match. All right, the stream continue as we take a short break. We'll be right back.
I will be joined on the show tonight by Femi German, soccer historian and a broadcaster. Our history go way back, from Beat FM and all that. So he'll be joining me on the program tonight as we'll tell sports stories in a unique way as regards the African Nations Cup that is currently going on in Morocco. Welcome, Femi.
Yeah, how you doing, sir? Good to see you. Good to see you.
I was a little bit struggling how to, introduce you, man. I was like, man, this dude go way back. You feel me? We go way back, bro.
From the days where we will do some stuff we can't really say on air, to just quite other stuff. So it goes quite a while. I was talking decades here,
Yes, we go way back, man. I'm happy to see you, brother. I'm happy to see you. I'm happy to connect with you. Yeah, welcome to ASN Sports TV around the African Nations Cup.
My pleasure.
Yes, even though we're not in Morocco, but I don't know why CAF denied me accreditation after I covered the last AFCON, covered Copa America, covered FIFA World Cup, covered FIFA Club World Cup. CAF in their intelligence denied me accreditation for the AFCON, but that's fine. So while we are here, we'll talk about the African Nations Cup, the semi-final stage. We already have a fixture, Senegal and the host country. But let's talk about AFCON in general. Let me get how you think about this AFCON in general.
I think the AFCON has always been very interesting, very exciting. A little bit different from the what's it called? The jamboree we see on the European continent. It's more of how Africans feel the tournament. I actually love the AFCON, especially from the spectators' point of view. You see a lot of spectators dressed in their unique apparels. Talk about the gentleman from Congo who just stood
like this
hours. Exactly.
For the whole game.
It's absolutely wonderful. And it just takes your mind back to the last AFCON, where there was this fan from South Africa, Mama Joy. I didn't see her this time around, but that's something about the AFCON. Away from what goes on the pitch, there are other things that excites me. And trust me, I think the AFCON is up there when it comes to tournaments. When it comes to tournaments on the world stage, yes, you could say that. Yes, the South American Copa America, the European Championships, the Asian Cup. But I think the AFCON is high up when it comes to competitions across every continent.
But right now, looking at the fact that CAF in their intelligence have already agreed that AFCON will be now every 4 years, taking away the excitement that we anticipate every 2 years. I mean, how will that affect African Cup of Nations?
Sam, that's a disappointing. It was a disappointing piece of information when I got it. It was. I think disappointing is even an understatement because the AFCON has always been the cream de la cream when it comes to football.
The African football
on the African continent, and the fact that we played biennially, hypes up the enthusiasm for that competition. I don't know what Musepe was thinking, the president of CAF, because I recall
how to European superpowers
about keeping the culture, keeping the nature, keeping the biennial tournament on the African scene. But now everything shifted. I don't know why, I don't know how, but it's happened, and hopefully the Congress can do something about it, and let's keep this tradition of watching African talents showcase their skills every 2 years.
All right, so let's talk about the game between Morocco and Cameroon. There have been a lot of talk about the level of officiating at that game, even though, I've had a guest here who also spoke about there was a game also had horrible officiating. Now, this one now have come up. People are saying might be a conspiracy to make the host country, be in the competition, maybe to keep the crowd coming or to help them to win AFCON. I don't know. Let me get your perspective. What do you think about the officiating in this AFCON?
Look, Sam, officiating generally for me, I think has fallen off from what it was at the last competition in Cote d'Ivoire. As regards the game between Morocco and Cote d'Ivoire, which finished some hours ago, look, it's never a good thing when the official or the referee is the talking point, regardless of what people think. If you did well, if you did,
it takes away the shine of the quality that the players have given on the pitch.
Exactly, and there were very questionable calls there. There were calls you look at and be like, why?
Brandon Buemo, when you look at that, he was tripped inside the 18-yard box. The referee could have gotten a second look at that.
Look, Sam, yes, I understand. I agree that it was a kick by Messina on Buemo, but you also have to look at the other side of the coin. Because I didn't think, personally, I do not think that the ref, in quote, is trying to favor Morocco. I don't think so. I think the ref was just not ready for the game. And I say that because the Moroccans also will tell you that the Cameroonian goalie, when he attempted to punch the ball, punched the head of the player. That's one. There's also the first half incident that had the Cameroonian tackle Brahim Diaz, which the ref ignored. So yes.
And also the one that the guy went on area battle with his elbow up and elbow the Cameroonian player.
So I'm still having that conversation with my man Femi German on the show, even though it had been recorded before, but then that was what we discussed as regard this program AFCON. So I will keep playing that conversation for you guys to watch.
Personally, I think the ref wasn't ready for the game. And I don't know if you saw the article about how CAF changed the official who should have handled this game.
Yes, because of his kit he has on. I don't know. That's just some flimsy
for me, as much as it's not an excuse for a ref. I mean, if you're a ref, you're a professional referee, even if you're tapped up anytime to come officiate a game, you should be able to at least put in, 70%. I just thought the official wasn't ready for the game, and it's bad. It's not good for the game. But Sam, we must not take away the fact that the Cameroonians were poor on the night.
They were. I mean,
a shot on target. It just tells you how terrible And I have carefully chosen that vocabulary. How terrible the Cameroonians were. They were terrible on that day. The best player, so to speak, Mbuemo, really didn't get into second gear. It was tough. It was difficult. They were, and I think the Cameroonians are lucky that the ref has bailed them out by becoming the topic of conversation for that game, because they didn't put up a show. That wasn't the quarterfinal. That wasn't the Indomitable Lions. The Indomitable Lions, I beg your pardon. That wasn't the Indomitable Lions.
That we know.
No, they didn't turn up. They didn't turn up. No, they didn't turn up. And you'll commend the Moroccans for doing a good job. And I say good job because, look, Sam, a host country, whenever a country hosts a major tournament, especially if the country is a traditional football country, a football playing nation, especially in the African continent, Nigeria, Morocco, Tunisia, Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, Cameroon, there's extra pressure to win it. And for the Moroccans, you can't deny the fact that there's a lot of pressure on them. Remember, they are the best.
Win on home soil.
Well, yeah,
I mean, the Ivorians who are defending champions won on home soil. So why can't they win on home soil?
Look,
but they have to win final square.
It's beyond that, because if you cast your mind back to when the Ivorians won it, they had a terrible group stage. It was so bad that you had to fire the manager, if you remember vividly.
Yes.
It was so bad. and you look at the Moroccans, except say for Cameroon and Senegal, every traditional football playing nation on the African continent has sometime hosted and won the Cup of Nations. Nigeria have done it. Algeria have done it on home soil.
Egypt have done it.
Egypt have done it.
South Africa have done it. Ivory Coast have done it.
Cote d'Ivoire have done it. So there's extra pressure on Morocco to win it. The last time they won it was 50 years ago. 50 years ago. And like I said,
so Morocco, they are perennial underachievers on the African continent.
All right. Do you think there is a pressure or a campaign to help Morocco to win it? Because there we were talking about other host nations who have gone ahead to win the African Nations Cup. Nigeria have done that. Ghana have done that. Cameroon have done that. Egypt have done that. Even the current defending champions, Ivory Coast, also won on home soil the last edition before this one currently on now. So do you think there is a pressure for Morocco to win the AFCON? Looking at the last time they won it was 1976 in Ethiopia. All right, my conversation with Femi German goes on.
That's what it is. And that's why this set of Moroccan players would do their best to make sure that the underachieving vocabulary tag to their name
will be taken away from them.
Taken off. So it's extra pressure for them. Trust me. They're going
okay, now. Even Nigeria, we are still under pressure to win it. Because Morocco will be going to the World Cup. Nigeria not.
Look.
And this seems to be, let me say, I can call it our golden generation of players after 94 set.
I don't know, Sam, because
a little bit.
Put the phrase golden generation behind a country or a football club, there's that pressure not to make it happen. I mean, just take your mind back to the golden generation of the Belgium team. Nothing happened. The golden generation of the Dutch team, even in the
nothing happened.
Johan Cruyff, it didn't happen. The golden generation of the Ghanaian team with Abedi Pele and Tony Yeboah, it did not happen. So this whole even the Brazilians, the golden generation of Zico and Socrates and all those guys in the late 70s and early 80s, they did not win the World Cup. So this golden generation tag, as much as it's a positive vocabulary,
it shouldn't be.
It doesn't really happen. It doesn't. But I have my reservations about this particular team being the most talented crop of players for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. I have my reservations about that. I know you probably wouldn't want us to get into it, but all
right, I don't want to get into that right now. Okay, let me hear a prediction for Nigeria game against Algeria.
Sam, look, anytime we come up against Algeria, it's always the memory.
We have a bone to pick with the Algerians.
Look, Sam, cast your mind back. Nigeria's worst ever AFCON defeat came in the hands of Algeria in 1990. 5-1. When the Nigerians when we last played Algeria, 2019, I guess, yeah.
No, 2019.
2019.
Yeah, in the
about
AFCON, they knocked us out.
It wasn't about the defeat, it was the manner. I still feel it.
You know,
I feel pain.
I mean, I think looking at this team, you know, they are looking to repay Nigerians for missing out from the World Cup. And I think anything below the AFCON title will not pacify Nigerians. That is my own summation.
I agree with you. I agree with you 100% because
and that alone is their driving force.
Is it? With the recent happenings in camp, I hope it is.
The way he asked me, is it, when I said that to compensate Nigerians for the team missing the World Cup might be their driving force, and he said, is it? Because when you look at the recent happenings from the Super Eagles camp at this AFCON, that will call into question a lot of things. Because when you look at the fact that they keep fighting over bonuses, I don't know why this thing keep coming up every time, keep fighting over bonuses. Why? Why do we keep fighting over bonuses? It's happening again. So this is the concluding part of that, my conversation with Femi German.
I don't know, sir, because, you know, as much as the gladiators on the pitch, the Super Eagles players will have to cross the white line and do their business, the administrators also have to play their part in compensating Nigerians for missing out on the World Cup. And then the recent stories we've had about the bonuses has not helped.
It keeps happening every tournament. Every honor will come of this bonus BS. I mean, when will this stop? This bonus BS.
It stops when somebody puts his foot down and says, look, the right thing must be done. Square pegs in square holes, round pegs in round holes. Why is this happening? What is the cause of this? Why does it keep happening? Not only, and you know, we are fortunate that we know this story because it's the Super Eagles. Who knows what's happening to the under-23s, the under-21s, the under-17s, the Falconets?
I mean, those that are still building their career,
exactly.
they don't want to jeopardize it by speaking out. Because in Nigeria, when you speak out, you will be victimized.
It's simple. And you know, the depressing thing about this, Sam, is the fact that it's an African continent. We're not the only African team playing in this continent.
They're not.
We're not the only cash strapped. I mean, I permit me to use that phrase, cash strapped.
Cash strapped. The federal government can bankroll the Super Eagles if they want to.
It's embarrassing, you know. It's really embarrassing. And if you recall, this is the exact thing that happened shortly before the FIFA World Cup playoff game.
Playoff game against Congo DR. And they end up losing that game. But we don't want to be the harbinger of that, you know. So hopefully tomorrow, which is this Saturday, right?
Yes.
Super Eagles of Nigeria will defeat the Desert Warriors of Algeria and book a place in the semis where they will meet the winner between Egypt and Ivory Coast. Femi, man, I appreciate you for joining me right here, man, on a short notice, man. You are the boss, man. I appreciate you, bro.
Thank you,
Thank
you so much, man. Thank you.
Yes, I will keep in touch, man. We'll keep reaching out. Okay.
Absolutely.
I appreciate that. All right, so that was soccer historian and fellow sports broadcaster Femi German, who just joined me on the show as we broke down some, great talking points as regards the African Nations Cup. Yes, the streaming continues.
All right, you're welcome back to the program. Yes, that was the concluding part of my conversation with Femi German, as we, had a lot of great talking points. So now let's go to the top scorers at this AFCON. Yes, top scorer Brahim Diaz has tightened his grip on the Golden Boot race with 5 goals at the AFCON. extending his lead. He scored against Cameroon for Morocco as they booked their place in the semifinals. And behind Brahim Diaz, the race remained tightly packed. A group of 7 players are tied on 3 goals. We have 2 Nigerian players. Ademola Lookman, 3 goals. Victor Osimhen, 3 goals. Ivorian winger Amad Diallo, 3 goals. Egyptian guy Mo Salah, the king, 3 goals. And Algerian captain Riyad Mahrez, 3 goals. So we have these players that are packed on that 3 goals threshold. Maybe today's game between Egypt and Ivory Coast, Nigeria, Algeria, we break some ties and we might see who and who is topping the scorers chart. Yes, don't forget, we'll stay coming with more quarterfinals and reactions here on ASN Sports TV coverage of the African Cup of Nations. And on this note, for all of you who have joined this stream this morning, I appreciate you guys and have a lovely weekend. And I hope the Nigerian national team will defeat Algeria later today to win the quarterfinals and zoom into the semifinals. Until then, remain blessed. My name is Sam. Have a blessed weekend. Bye for now.